So, that green highlight on the spider, I think I'm realizing that that is supposed to be this game's equivalent of come repair this, is if it shows it highlighted. Y'all rooted me. Alright. Oh gosh, right when there's ogres. There's 2 ogres inbound and y'all root me. Alright, that one's fine. Okay, good. They both died. Yikes. Dude, if I was playing a class that was like, I needed to run up in melee, this would be a much bigger problem. It's annoying to be sure, but fortunately the defenses are established. Like, this on the first wave would be, like, dead. Oh, I can move again. Build phase. Maybe they tweaked it so there's no movement option does not appear in the first wave. Not sure. They certainly didn't tweak it so the Demon Lord level had any breaks. Absolutely blasted on that one. Got 14 DU left. I could replace some of the walls with the spinny boys. Again, they just, it's so unsatisfying that their graphic doesn't change at all. They need to fix that. $1,600 DPS, and this character has 0 in power. It's all just natural, really high damage on that thing. But we put all his points into the fortify. Wonder if I can get it on the overclock. Yep, it's on the overclock. Haha, nice. At the very least, a pallet swap. Yeah, I'll take it. It's just, again, when the buildings would get, like, noticeably larger and fancier and spikier or more gun. Dude, oh, that's right, the hunt, some of the stuff was just like, you would go from, like, pistol-sized gun to bazooka as you upgraded it. And also, and it was nice because you could just look over your stuff and be like, okay, those are all max. Oh, there's one I missed. But it's just much harder to tell now. Now he knows what it's like to play against a permanent mobilized druid. I know very well what it's like. There's other druids. I hear a Beyblade over there. Hello, hello. Hello, Bo Galaxy. Ogre coming. Ogre down. Also, why do all the enemy troops look like they've got like some kind of galaxy skin they bought on a in-game shop? That's foreign to me also. I know the summoned stuff is supposed to look like crystal. Like, there's a reason for that. But all the enemies, it's because of rifted. Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I checked the box just because it said it made it harder. I didn't realize that that also changed. Okay, okay, fair. I didn't realize that I did that. Is this any different from DD1, DD2? This is my second session of playing it, and although I played DD1 and DD2 both, it has been years. I'll say it has a lot of similarities, but there are some differences as well, yes. Like, some of the towers are different. Like, the Dryad feels like a completely different hero than she did before. Summoner feels mostly the same, but he doesn't have the Orc Tower anymore, and he has a Siren Tower now. I don't remember if he had that in the first game. Hi, Vandal. There's a couple of UI elements from the previous games I miss that are not in this one. Prepare for boss, 29, 28. Are the ogres not bosses? Do I know which way it's coming from? Is it coming from that portal? DD1 was great, didn't really like 2 though. I liked both, but for different reasons. Alright, what am I dealing with here? Oh, it's a robot! So he's got rockets and buzzsaws. Wow. That thing, the wisp that was right there just got deleted. It is gone.
Vandal13 gifted a tier 1 sub to Tiger Corral 7. They have given 2 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you, Vandal. Oh god, there is so many ogres! What? Oh, all I can do is just like spam repair this thing. Oops, all ogres. Looks like all the other entrances are fine, it's just this one. Alright, they are starting to die. Lordy, though. This guy is getting to do a bit of... Actually, I don't... No, he is doing some. Alright. I wasn't sure if this guy is close enough to get hit by the spinning blades, honestly.
Hey, look, it's the Tree of Birds. How are you today?
Hello, Birdtree. Welcome. Do I have enough money to keep doing this strategy? Or maybe just barely. Get him, Ogre. As I spinny blades. As I don't know how I feel about it. It's okay. Wasn't amazing. Alright, that boss is gone. I got some blue stuff, cool. Alright, let's go back to the tavern. Guardsbuck, thank you. Not as bad as the Demon Lord y'all hit me with. Let's see. Wait. Did it pick up the stuff? Yeah, it says I beat the throne room. Oh no, did auto loot fail? Dude, those rare items are not here. You went back through the menu and not by pressing H. Oh my god. Rip. So we got credit for beating it, but we lost all the loot. Feels bad, man. Like, honestly, those two options should just do the same thing. Feels bad. Well, let me sift through the loot I got from the trash mobs. That was I think my first and second blue items were there, and I lost them both. Dude, they need to hire me for QA. I've already found like 7 things they need to adjust on this game. I got some keys, want them. Keys to what? If it's keys to my house, yes, give them back. Chromatic skins. DevJuice, I appreciate your kindness, but I am so new to this game, I have no idea what you're talking about. So if anyone in chat wants whatever he's talking about, go for it, I guess. Alright, well, that was a major bummer. We lost all of the loot that we should have gotten from the boss. There was multiple rare items. It was like a new, I think it was like a blue tier of loot. It was like our first and second blue item, and we lost all of it. So that is the big sad. We did manage to unlock all the towers for, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the characters. Actually, her as well. Yeah, so the Poison Dart Tower, I'm just gonna show you this. See, I just leveled this thing all the way to maximum. And you see, it doesn't, like, graphically change at all. On DD 1 and 2, when you would upgrade the tower, actually I think DD 2 when you upgraded the tower, it went from like a 4-barrel tower to like a 6-barrel to an 8-barrel to like a 16-barrel. Like, it felt really good getting those things really upgraded, and you wanted to keep them safe. So again, it just, I don't know, it kind of bums me out when you upgrade it, and I'm like, is this still level 1? I can't even tell. How long has Dungeon Defenders Awakened been out? Dungeon Defenders Awakened release date. 3 years. So they're probably not going to change it at this point. Did they ever add the Summoner to Dungeon Defenders 2? I know there was that Egyptian lady that I liked her some. Dungeon Defenders 2 Heroes. Let me see. Alright, so Squire, Apprentice, Huntress, Monk, you all know them. Abyss Lord, I think this was their version of the Summoner. He was kind of weird. I don't remember if I like him or not. The robot, but she looked different. Dryad, which I like the Dryad in DD2 way more than the one in this game. Mystic, this was her. Yeah, it was kind of like a Egyptian lady, and she had this one thing called the obelisk, and it could hit anywhere on the map, just very, very slowly, and then it would just like delete something on the map and then recharge. And it was a lot of fun, and it had a ton of health, so you could use it as a wall too. So she was pretty cool. What else is here? There's some here I don't even know. Barbarian, Gunwitch, Lavamancer, Initiate, Adept, Mercenary, and Countess. I don't know any of those. When I last played it, it was those four: Mystic, Abyss Lord, Eva, and Dryad. Lavamancer? Defenses. Volcano. He just summons a volcano. Okay. Countess had a version of it in DD1. Yeah, the Dryad... See, that was the normal Dryad, and that was her Wrath form. And when she went into Wrath form, all her defenses got juiced. Like, one was a Hornet's Nest. And when the Hornets, it was just like 2 nearby enemies were taking damage from Hornets every second. And then when you went into Wrath form, it became 3 enemies. So just 50% damage increase on all the nests. Slime Pit would just make, like, it looked like it was shooting water balloons, but they were acid. And it couldn't be targeted. So it did a lot of damage if you just like built it close to the enemy, and then because it was splash. Angry Nimbus was really cool. It would summon a cloud that would go above an enemy and like scowl, and then it would rain, and the rain would do damage. And so basically it would just like lock onto one enemy at a time and just, you know, constantly damage them until they died, and then go to the next enemy. Yeah, god dang it, this is making me want to play DD2. Yeah, like, I love the Dungeon Defenders franchise, but right this second, I'm not liking Awakened more than, DD2. The Dryad looks very different. Well, again, like, this was the normal Dryad, and then this was the Wrath Dryad. She looked, like, super evil. And then, she had, like, this thing where, like, stars would smash down into her enemies, and she could pick them up for mana. She had the World Tree, Slime Pit, Angry Nimbus. Harpy's Perch wasn't that great, but you had a tower that was literally just a harpy that would attack nearby things. But she was pretty cool. And like I said, I don't have any experience with all the other stuff. What does Initiate do? Cheese? Oh, is she like a monk? Oh, she's like a... Oh, Aura? Oh, yeah, she's kind of like a lady monk. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I am enjoying this game because it's Dungeon Defenders. I'm still kind of confused by Dungeon Defenders Awakened. How can I put this? The tavern, the innkeeper, they're the same. It's the same things with the new coat of paint. The levels. Many, maybe all, but many of the levels I recognize from previous games. The last ones that we did tonight, the throne room, the ramparts. I remember doing these. Like, these existed in the old game, so it's not like they had to redevelop these levels from scratch. They just redid them with a new coat of paint. So it's... I guess what I'm getting at is I'm not quite sure what justifies this to be a whole new game. In the nicest way possible, I don't understand. Like, this game is... How much is this game on... let me see. I'm going to go to the store for this game. How much did I pay for it? I got it on sale, but it's usually $30. So, it's $30. It reuses many of the maps. I don't know about all. I haven't played all of them. It reuses the heroes. I would say... So there are some new moves, but more than half of what we're seeing as far as hero ability. Like, the monk is exactly the same. The monk is the same. Eva is like 80% the same. The Dryad is different. The Squire's like exactly the same. The Summoner's like 60% the same. So it's not like they had to pay their developers to make this stuff from scratch. And then there's a lot of stuff that they removed. There's not a merchant in the main area, unless it shows up later when I level up. There's not a pet shop in here. There's just so much stuff that they took out, and I don't understand. But I love the Twitch integration. I like that. I very, very much like that. But if they added Twitch integration to DD2, I'd be over there in a heartbeat based on what I've seen so far. The lore said you would be replaying the story, but yes, DDA is a remake from DD1. Yeah, but it's also $30. So I'm just sitting here confused about it. Like, when I finish the whole campaign, what else is there? Survival, extended waves of enemies attack the Eternia crystals, attempt to survive. Challenges, overcome heroic trials to claim unique rewards, prove yourself a true defender. Mix mode, evil hordes descend into unpredictable chaos, make sense of the madness to defeat them. Pure strategy, defend Etheria as an astral projection, rely solely on your defenses to hold back the onslaught. Test your heroic combat skills as you fit. Okay, so this one you don't get to melee, it's just defenses only. Honestly, just reading this though, so survival, I guess, is just go as far as you can. Challenges and mix mode, I don't know what the difference is between those. Just because some assets appear reused, it doesn't mean they didn't have to do anything to them or pay the devs again. But yeah, I get the complaints, but still, yeah, and that's why I'm trying to be very constructive and not just like lash out Ringsong and just not just ranting. I'm trying to be friendly about this, but I'm just saying I don't get it. Like I don't like right now. I do not understand why I paid for this, because it feels like I rebought the same game, except maybe a little less. That's it. I think that puts into words what I'm feeling right now, and I'm confused. It feels like I rebought the same game, and there are some things that are new. For example, I do not remember the Siren. I do not remember any of these towers. This character got an overhaul. She's completely different. But I don't know why this thing had a price tag. Also, it really bugs me that the buildings don't change graphically when you level them up. It's very, like, unsatisfying. If I had DD2 installed, I would boot it up right now just to show you guys, like, build some stuff and then level it up, and just show you guys how cool it gets. Let's see. Impure strat, you cannot repair during a combat wave. Okay. What about playing DD2 on stream? Well, the whole reason that we did this, originally, Metsuni, is because they added the Twitch integration. It was a candidate for Mutiny Monday. Not opposed to playing DD2 on stream. If I played DD2 again, I would want to know how to reset my progress, because I've got like 100 or 200 hours into it, and I wouldn't want to pick back up where I left off. But I'd have to look into if that's possible to reset it. Yeah. Anyway, we are going to be swapping over to our second game of the night, so we're going to pause this here.